Coming at you on demand from the heart of Europe. This is the most badass hockey podcast in the known man's land. This is a shot from the point, the 2012-2013 season, the NHL season. We're going to talk about all the happenings in the NHL this season. You know, I had this stupid bit that I was going to do, and I spent up all night writing it about the hockey podcast and the NHL season. And, it pretty much is a stupid bit because, and I was going to transition and do that thing, that the radio guy voice you just heard, and I was going to transition into, but there's no season, is there? And I've just decided that I'm not going to do that. I'm basically going to talk to you about what's going on. Because if you're listening to this, you probably are a pretty hardcore hockey fan, because I can't imagine a casual guy listening to a podcast on YouTube. But I have to really go over the lockout for a bit, because I have a really different take on it. A lot of people are pissed off at Gary Bettman. A lot of people are just angry in general because this is the second time in 8 years. And I'm here to tell you that it's not Gary Bettman's fault. It's yours. It's your fault. Well, essentially, it's your fault. You're an enabler. You're helping this stuff go on. The reason the players are coming to Europe, the reason this is falling apart, is because the NHL owners are well aware that they're going to make just enough money selling their crap that you will continue to buy, while you blame the patsy, the deliberate patsy, Gary Bettman. But Gary Bettman is creating the lockout. He's keeping us from watching hockey. No, he's not. Here's what Gary Bettman. Here's what Gary Bettman is. Gary Bettman's a businessman, and he's been hired to do a job. Yes, but he calls himself a commissioner. He's supposed to have the players in mind too. Well, he hasn't. He's had this job since 1990, and he's always taken the owner's side, no matter what. So Gary Bettman has been hired to do one thing and one thing only, and he has been successful at it, like it or not. That means get the best possible deal for the owners, no matter what, even if it means losing short-term revenue to gain long-term revenue. So Bettman takes this job while you idiots continue to point fingers at him. He is a willing patsy. He is taking all the heat because you keep giving in. But there's a way you can fight back. There is a way you can fight. You can stop blaming Gary Bettman. Gary Bettman's doing a fantastic job for the owners, admittedly not for the fans. Gary Bettman's doing a spectacular job. He's getting exactly what he wants. All he has to do is please the owners. Those are the people who employ him. And he's probably going to get the best deal possible. And I'll be impressed if he does. But that's not the problem. You're the problem, and here's why. This season, you owe it. If you really want to see hockey, you need to stop buying shit. You need to stop complaining on the internet. You have to give something to the owners, because they're the ones that are truly at fault. They're the ones that want this lockout. These are the guys that don't care if they lose money. They don't care if they lose money because they know they're going to get it back long term with the killer CBA. I mean, this is a group of people that 8 years ago said, we can't go on unless we change the CBA. And they got this one, and now they're saying the same thing 8 years later. They know they're going to make money either way. They don't care about the small market teams. They probably make more money than we think either. But they know you're going to buy the shit. They know you're going to buy the jerseys. Stop it. Stop it, stop it, stop it. The best possible thing that you could do is ignore them. You need to destroy, or at least let the owners think you're going to destroy hockey. Write ESPN. Tell them you want KHL games. Forget the NHL. Be willing to destroy it. Because let me tell you something. If the owners turn around and think for a minute, even a second, that you're serious, that you don't give a shit, let me tell you something. You destroy that league, you'll see the Stanley Cup in another league, because it's been in 3 other ones before this, by the way. It's not the only league. You will see hockey at another level. Fuck the NHL. Hockey's played on a pond by kids. The NHL isn't hockey. Hockey's played at Ford's Park with the kids I grew up with at inline skates. Hockey's not going anywhere. Who cares about the NHL? But I want the Stanley Cup. The Stanley Cup will come along. The Stanley Cup, they'll be selling that thing for $20 or the $30 Lord Stanley bought it for. You have to act, at least pretend that you don't want hockey this year and that you don't care. And let me tell you something. You might not have to do it, because this lockout garbage chased away the casual fan that we gained last week. Hockey's going to go on, man. Hockey's going to be fine. The NHL might not be around, but hockey's going to be fine. Start demanding to watch games in Europe. Don't go back. Support the players. They're the ones that gave in. Dave said last year that they had one of the best CBAs in all the 4 major sports. And I'm going to do my part in doing this. I'm going to not get the NHL package. I am not going to, great English, pay attention, and I'm not going to give a shit. And I am going to destroy my baby, my first podcast, A Shot from the Point. This will be the final episode of A Shot from the Point. And with me to do my final episode is my friend and co-host, Dead on Dave Van Kuren.
Whoa! I'm here. Holy shit! I fell asleep.
Did you?
I heard my name. I got excited.
Did you fall asleep because you don't care? I mean, you were a casual fan, as you admitted.
You see, I agree and disagree with so much of what you just said. May I retort?
Absolutely.
Oh, great! This is buckle up.
Okay.
You see, the first thing you said was Bettman is a businessman, and you're absolutely right about that. But guess what? So is Roger Goodell. So is David Stern.
Who's Roger Goodell? Sorry.
Roger, the commissioner of the NFL.
Oh, there you go.
David Stern, the commissioner of the NBA. And Bud Selig, the commissioner of Major League Baseball.
All stellar individuals.
Yes, all stellar. Yes, and you know what those 3 have in common that Bettman doesn't have with them?
A league that people watch on national television?
No, all 3 of those commissioners were once, in the case of Stern and Selig, were owners in those leagues. And Goodell was a part owner in the NFL for another franchise.
I didn't know that.
Yes. Bettman has never owned shit in the NHL. You see, and there's the disconnect. Here's the thing that makes everything you said not work quite a bit. And I don't blame the fans for this. I don't blame Bettman either.
And I blame you too.
Well, you
doing a shot from the point. I blame you as well.
I'm walking away. I'm done with hockey. They've killed me.
We'll get into that later, but go ahead.
But yeah, we'll get into that in a minute. You see, here's my thing with the whole whose fault this is. Nobody walked away from football and we still got our football back. Nobody walked away from baseball and we still got our baseball back. Same thing in basketball. Basketball has more labor problems than the NHL does, arguably. They try to lock out the players every 4 fucking years, it seems. But it always comes back, and fans are still buying jerseys, fans are still supporting, fans are still clamoring. And us not buying anything isn't going to change the fact the NHL is going to come back. And as I said before, as you made reference to it, the CBA that the NHL had, the last CBA, is by far the most gut-wrenching and owner-positive of all of the CBAs in sports.
And it's not enough.
It's not enough. And they're going to want more, and they're going to get more. The players will collapse again. I think the CBA is going to be almost identical, is what I'm thinking. Because nobody's going to...
If it's identical, They lost the season, and the owners decided,
We're not going to get a season this year.
no, we're not. We're not.
We're not getting a season.
And not a season at all. And you know what? You did mention the NBA having it, but they ended up playing the season. In 1995, we lost half of it. In 2004, 2005, we lost the whole thing.
We just lost a half a year last year.
You know? When did the NBA start?
Oh, God.
It was in January, really?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. That's right. But that was the first time that happened, correct?
No, it's not the first time it happened, but it's the most recent. We've had shortened seasons before.
The NBA has had long-term lockouts like that in the past. I mean,
yeah. The NBA's lost games before. I don't think they've ever lost as many games.
Who cares? But we lose entire seasons.
Yeah, I know, it's unfortunate. But it's because I don't think Bettman's a good commissioner at all, man. He's a good businessman, and he helped. And when the owners have given him the opportunity to make something happen, the league has flourished. I mean, it helped, man. Hockey, arguably the last season, and especially the last 2 or 3 seasons, are some of the best we've had ever. For
I'm not saying that Gary Bettman is a good commissioner either. I'm saying he's not a commissioner. And he never was.
I know what you're saying there, and I agree he's not. And if he is, he needs to go back to fucking commissioner school.
He doesn't need to do shit. Let me tell you something. If
they need to get a commissioner in there, someone with real power.
If the owners take him in a corner, Dave, and they say, you know what, this is a bad idea. We've done the number crunching. We're going to lose money if we lose this season. It's not going to help us. We're actually better off taking the CBA as it is. Gary, go down there and cut those guys a deal. That gets done tomorrow. Because Gary Bettman does what he's told.
Yeah, but I mean, here's the thing: you would think that he wouldn't have as big of a commitment to the owners because the fact he's never been an owner himself. In the other leagues, hell, David Stern owned a team last year.
He's a corporate man. He's doing his job. He's like a soldier in the corporate.
Yes, but he's not invested on the owner's behalf.
Yeah, maybe.
The other commissioners have owned, in David Stern's case, the Angel of Stern, by far the most power hungry and greedy fucking commissioner of all commissioners in sports, David fucking Stern. He owned a team. He owned the Hornets last year while he was commissioner.
You really think that's
what the hell is that?
But why would Gary Bettman? Why would anybody care? Why would I care? Look,
no. My point is. They're more invested, yet they got the deal done.
Gary doesn't care if the deal gets done. Gary cares if his bosses are happy. And Gary is more than willing to take the heat from the fans, because that doesn't mean anything, because they're going to still buy shit anyway. He's more than willing to play the patsy. The owners are the ones really at fault here. Like I said, they take him to the corner and say, Gary, get a deal done. This is not going to work. We thought it would. And Gary, I'm sure Gary Bettman's like, yeah, sure, no problem, because he doesn't give a shit. He's getting paid. Is he getting locked out? Is he not getting paid? I'm sure he's getting paid.
I'm sure he's getting paid something. And that's another thing. Goodell didn't get paid when the lockout happened.
He didn't get paid.
Goodell didn't get paid. Stern probably did. C-League is the smartest of all of them because they just, like, what baseball did with their last CBA was just brilliant. It was beautiful. They did it amicably. It went off without a hitch. Everybody's happy. We got baseball, you know?
Yeah, super.
And it happened while NBA went through their craziness, and the NFL almost lost a year, you know? So I don't know.
I don't think this. I don't buy the money. I mean, it's ever since 1990, the NHL has been increasing expansion, and they expand. And then they turn around and they create like a small market team. And then they complain about the small market teams and how, we have to share revenue and do things of this nature. Well, why put a team in, Okefenokee, Georgia, and nobody goes to see it because everybody likes football over there. And they look at the other teams like the Rangers and the Bruins and the Caps. And or not the Cap. Well, now the Caps because of Ovechkin, but they were they're really essentially a small market team. I told you.
Washington is such an underrated sports town. Washington might be the best sports town in America.
I was in Washington. I went to school. I went to this history program through my high school, and we got picked, and then it was so funny. That's another story for another time. You basically got picked because you're a good history student, and then your parents had to fork out like $500 to go down to Washington. But it was a really great time. So I go down, and for this history thing where I meet all these whack politicians and other kooks and what have you, and the NHL playoffs, the 1994 playoffs, and if you know, the Rangers actually went through the Caps in 1994. Compared to where I was from, where the Devils and the Rangers were heating it up, about ready to go into their classic series, nobody cared. I didn't see one jersey, nothing.
Yeah.
Football and baseball are way more popular in the New York area, much more popular. But you do seeing guys wear hockey jerseys and what have you. There is kind of like this cult, and they're there and they're visible. Nobody could have given two craps about the Caps. They couldn't have cared less. So why do we have Why do we have a team there? Now things have changed since Ovechkin's got here, but I mean this is almost 20 years before he got there.
Yeah.
Or well, not 20, but 7 or 8.
Washington likes winners. They really like to jump on when they're winning.
Well, I mean that's too bad because they really don't have a history of winning anything. And
no, that's why I'm so happy for them that they got the Nationals right now, and they got Ovechkin, they got the Caps that are playing well, and even the Redskins with Robert Griffin III, bingo, RG3, your favorite player. I'm really happy for Washington.
I'm happy for them too. But here's the thing, my point is they create these small markets. They bitch about small market teams, and they want to collect. And they say, "Oh my God, we have to have a new CBA, otherwise we can't keep the one in Okefenokee up." Well, end it. Fold the team.
Yeah,
have to move.
I agree. Contraction is the best option that them and the NBA could do.
What's that?
Contraction is the best thing that the NHL and the NBA should do.
Yeah. I mean,
they need to contract about 4 teams each.
When I was a kid, the Winnipeg Jets moved to Phoenix, Kyle, and became the Phoenix Coyotes. Yotes, Kyle. And so what did they do? You know why they left Winnipeg, Dave? Do you have any idea?
Not
fucking money. So they move out of that socialist hole, that socialist glacier up in northern Canada, and they go into the desert. And you know what the problem is now, Dave?
I'm going to go with
money.
Yeah, that's what I'll go with.
That's the problem. So who's irresponsible here? Is the players trying to get more money as employees? I mean, don't you want more money as an employee?
No, I'm not blaming the players at all. If you notice, I didn't say one word about the players.
Sure.
They're in the right.
Is starting to turn on them. I noticed, the players aren't really helping out either. What do you mean? They caved 7 years ago and lost a season over it.
They took a deal that hurts my asshole. The funny thing is, when I wasn't a fan of the NHL and I didn't like hockey, I was under the impression, because I was always told by the ESPN and reports and shit, that for years, and I know this changed recently, the NHL was bleeding money like nobody's business. I mean, like bleeding money.
They kept making expansion teams the whole time,
and they're finally, almost every team is profitable right now. So this makes no sense. Even the small market teams are not in like these big deficits that they were 5-6 years ago.
Because management or Gary Bettman, I mean, Gary Bettman's lying, of course. I mean, but I don't blame Gary, because Gary Bettman's told a lie. And he's doing a fantastic job doing it. Because he's actually, because the media, unlike this strike or lockout, how dare I call it a strike?
Yeah.
In the past, the media is actually, in my opinion, has kind of like went out and supported the owners. This was the one time that the media said, this is ridiculous. And you see a lot of negative articles about Bettman and about the owners and things of that nature. You're just starting to see now the media turn on the NHL players.
Well, things changed.
Yeah.
In the 90s, especially in the early 90s, it was still millionaires versus millionaires. Now it's a little different. It's millionaires versus billionaires with a B, like in the NFL.
Sure.
And that seems to get, like, ESPN supports players in almost every single CBA. Like they were all totally behind the NBA players, totally behind the NFL players. I haven't watched ESPN in 2 years because I live in a fucking attic in Germany, so I don't know how they feel about the NHL. And I've ever since all this shit happened, I've started separating myself once again from the NHL and from hockey, because I'm just so disappointed that a sport that I really started to love is just alienating me.
Didn't I tell you? I think I recorded it. I think we have.
You did. You told me. Because
they're that greedy.
I feel like such a fool. My heart's been just.
You feel like you've been duped.
Yeah, I feel like I've been cheated on.
Yeah, I've been cheated
And
on.
I've been cheated on, and this feels rather similar.
Yeah.
I feel like they're fucking my best friend in my bed.
Ouch.
Yeah, it hurts. With a hockey stick. It hurts. I have splinters up my anus.
No,
It's
it,
not
it
fun.
is amazing to me. And like I said, going on before, I do think the media is slowly starting to turn on the players. I mean, again, we can't say this so much. The NHL in 2004 said we cannot go on. The business will fall apart unless we get a new CBA. They got what they wanted, and they're saying, boy, this CBA, it's really unfair to the owners. Why do I always cough? I do 10,000 shows. Um, I do my own show. I do your show. I do every stupid thing I get my hands on, and I can never cough except when I do Shop on the Point. It's amazing.
Well, I don't know. Maybe that should tell you something.
Yeah.
I don't know what, but maybe it should just tell you something. You look for signs and everything. That's what we do now.
Look for signs.
Look for signs. You're coughing. That means that's symbolic of the NHL coughing this up and choking like dogs.
Choking the life out of me. But I'm not going to. No, they're not choking the life out of me. How dare you, Dave? How dare you? They're not choking the life because I'm not going to let them. I'm going to destroy it.
You're so bad.
Do my part to destroy the NHL because the only thing will get these guys back, and you got to be willing to do this. You got to be willing to take the risk.
I'm walking away.
You might walk away.
You ain't got to worry about that from me, player.
Walk away.
You got 350 pounds of former hockey fan walking that away.
You're doing your part too. We need to walk away. It's the only thing that's going to scare him. Blaming Bettman's not. Bettman is doing his job. That's it.
Fuck Bettman. Fuck the owners.
I'm not saying Bettman's a good guy or anything, but you know what? He doesn't have to be a good guy.
I'll tell you, I'm looking forward to these players coming over and playing here in Germany, man. We might be able to get to see some fucking stars.
Cardinals coming to Germany. I was reading. From the Flyers. That'd be fun. Thanks, America. Thanks, NHL. Thanks for not getting out. I get to watch, world-class hockey players instead of Haas Frittenmeyer.
Nice.
AHL. Much less my inline hockey team in Fords Park.
I think the Blackhawks should make a consensus decision to just come over here and dominate the German leagues.
I tell you something. If I'm not mistaken, the Montreal Canadiens and the Ottawa Senators. Well, this is like a new version of the Ottawa Senators. We're in another league at some point. I'd have to look that up, but I don't care, and you'll never find out about it because I'm destroying this show.
Yep.
I'm going to destroy the show.
I don't blame you.
I'm going to destroy the show. And this is what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to stop. Just tell them, hey, look, I want to see the KHL. I want to see. Hockey is bigger than the New York Rangers. Hockey is bigger than the NHL. I know you love these teams. And, well, shit, I do a podcast. Don't fucking question my loyalty, asshole. I'm wasting my time screaming in my girlfriend's apartment. My makeshift studio and my rock band microphone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to be real with you, man. The NFL is going on, and the Bears are 4-1. I can give a fuck less about hockey right now.
That's what you said. I think I remember that's what you said last year. That's what you
said. Yeah, and so NHL has really fucked itself with me because I don't think they're ever going to get me back unless the Blackhawks win like 3 Stanley Cups in a row when it does finally. Because we're not gullible enough to think that it's not going to come back because it is.
Out again. You'll get your 3 Stanley Cups. Kane will go down as the greatest player in history.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Just
Kane and Taze.
He's got to make sure he doesn't get hurt.
Yeah, Taze needs to stay healthy.
Yeah, man.
But luckily, he's gonna have a whole season to stay healthy. So
whole season hurt in Europe for good.
He's barely gonna get checked over here. So that's wonderful.
That's true.
It's wonderful.
That's true.
I would love to see what Taze would do against some of these German players, man.
Yeah. Well, actually,
he would rip them up.
I'm one of Hans Sittenmeyer. But it's
really for the second year in a row, ESPN has named Jonathan Taze the best player in the NHL under the age of 25.
Reminds me of Messier a lot.
2 years in a row.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I like Taze.
And Kane was rated like 6th or 7th. Drew was up there too.
You know, it's an electric player I've seen since Jaromir Jagr when he was young.
Yeah.
And isn't that kind of, speaking of those old farts, since we're going to lose a season, like Jaromir Jagr and Uncle Daddy Brodeur, we're going to miss their last season. I mean, if Uncle Daddy's got to take a whole year off, and I'm not even making fun of him. Well, I am.
You are.
So get to spend time with his kids. But I mean, it's really not fair to Uncle Daddy because
awkward family reunions.
He's what, 40? Is he just turned 40 or 41?
Just turned 40.
Okay, he just turned 40. Now we're going to see him when he's 42. He might not be physically able to do it.
No, but he has other options if he wants to, you know?
That's a fucking shame. That's a damn shame that one of the greatest goaltenders of all time, we can't see him go out like he should be able to go out.
Let's see, fuck it. Go over to KHL and dominate for 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, he probably could.
He
Hey,
could. You know what? I'd love to see him, Hasek, and you know what? Fucking drag Waz ass over there too, and let's just have a battle of the legends.
have you seen how fat Patrick Waz got?
Oh yeah, I know. He'd make a really good goalie now.
No kidding.
Just put him in front of it. Nothing's getting through.
Patrick Waugh. Greatest goalie of all time, Patrick Waugh.
Oh yeah, in my opinion too. I love him. Love him.
Yeah,
I was a big fan of Dominator too, though.
Hasek, NHL news. Hasek did not get picked up by any team.
I know.
The 47-year-old will not. I guess he's a crazy Czech. That guy.
I love that though. I love how nuts he is.
He's out of his friggin' gourd.
You know, it makes me sick that it makes so mad that he wanted to play so bad, no one will give him a shot. Yet a fucking asshole like Tim Thomas will just walk away from a team that was contending.
Tim Thomas has issues. I think.
Yes.
I think he's way more into like his
Ding dong.
no.
He's into his ding dong. He likes his ding dong too much.
What do you think?
He's playing with his own personal hockey stick.
You think that's the problem?
I don't fucking know. I'm not a psychologist. Psychologist. I'm tired, man.
Thomas Bonk. I don't know if you did privately on the show, but you suggested that the reason Thomas dipped out was maybe a sexual scandal. Before.
Did I say that?
You might have said that to me privately, but it did look.
I'll say it on air. I don't care. He probably had some kind of.
Well, he's a super Catholic, super conservative guy. It's really going to hurt his rep.
Yeah, it would really hurt his rep.
Go libertarian. It's better. If you get caught with a chick, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's not. Oh no! I almost knocked over my evil action figure bobblehead thing.
Oh, super.
Oh, that would have been bad.
Real man, it would have been an ashtray because that's what I usually knock over.
It's evil Ash bobblehead, dude.
Is it an ashtray?
No, it's evil Ash.
Oh, you fucking nerd.
The fuck you, buddy. This thing is hand painted and beautiful.
Oh my god.
I didn't hand paint it.
By the guy who draws Spawn, right?
No, it's not Todd McFarlane. But by another company, it's pretty fucking sweet though. It's Evil Ash, motherfucker. If Evil Ash was running the NHL,
I don't think we'd have a problem.
We'd have results.
Immediately.
We'd have results.
I think Gary Bettman could work for Evil Ash.
Yeah, you know, as bad as we've beaten up Bettman a little bit, and we've given him credit as well. At least Goodell's not running the fucking league.
All right.
Because Goodell would already have placed like pillows on everybody, and you can't skate at full speed anymore, guys.
Who knows? Maybe that's what's going on in there.
They have bumpers on people and shit.
I wonder because they really softened up the league after the strike.
Yeah, but I mean that they haven't softened up shit like they have in softened up the NFL.
They just called out any kind of contact. They called it because the goofballs that own hockey teams that never played the game don't realize that low scoring games are more exciting because it's kind of like a release in energy. They want it to be like, I guess 25-24. That's going to bring people in the seat.
That was the whole idea.
Skate effortlessly around defensemen because defensemen can't touch them. All they can do is push their stick out. My
biggest thing was I didn't want to see ties. That was the reason why I stayed away from hockey for so long. It's funny. I was all for the shootout in regular season. I'll never be for it. Oh God, never, ever, ever in the playoffs. I was all for it. But now I actually. And you're someone who doesn't like ties in any other type of venue.
You know what? I hated ties.
You like a winner.
I do, but I don't feel like anybody won, and I'll tell you why. Because if you go to the shootout, you get a point.
No, I just let them fucking play, man.
You can't do. Well, that you can't do.
Oh, fuck that.
That you can't do.
Yeah, you can.
What is this, like Beyond Thunderdome?
Someone will score eventually.
2 teams enter, 1 team leaves.
Damn right.
Yeah. I look in the playoffs. That's reserved for the playoffs. But you can't do. See these guys.
What you do is you do what the NBA should do. You take away about 25 games. Yeah. Then you cut out the stupid shootout shit and you let them fucking play.
I'd actually be for just like a regular season 10-minute overtime. I'd be satisfied with that, and then tie if it happens there.
There should never be a tie in competitive sports. You know how cheated I would feel if I paid for a ticket
You know how
And,
good I
and
feel when the team I beat in the shootout actually gets a point out of it? I mean, it's like you have, and there's 3 rows.
I
There's
get that too. That's cheap too.
and shootout ties, shootout wins, or shootout.
But you got to remember, back in the '90s and shit, people were paying out the ass for tickets and walking home like 3 out of 4 times with a fucking tie.
I did.
It's horrible.
I did. Well, as long as the hockey was good, I didn't care. Well, I mean, yeah. I think you're right. That did scare
What is
them.
it, soccer? What the fuck?
When you watch a shootout, do you really feel like your team won? I mean, that's the thing. I was all for this, by the way. I was for the shootout, and now I'm like, I'm thinking maybe I was wrong.
You know, at the end of the day, at least you can say a win's a win. You know?
Tell you something. Let me tell you something. Um, I think I don't even know what I think. I think my lungs would come out of my head and my rectum would fall to the floor if they ever put a shootout in an NHL playoff game.
Yeah, they could never do that.
That'd be outrageous. I wonder if they do that over here in Europe. Did they have shootouts?
They probably do. If the shootout doesn't work, they play tic tac toe for the winner.
Not, you know.
Schnick snack schnook.
They schnick snack schnook. Oh, you win! Ha ha! That was.
Let's all go watch some soccer.
Watch them.
Let's take an hour and a half nap. Oh yeah, you buy me shoes and we go to the football. No, fuck all that. I have NFL Game Pass and I'm a happy guy.
I'm not happy.
I could give a fuck less. I've washed my hands of hockey.
How is it not the fans' fault? We're the ones funding this shit. If the owners didn't think, I really think this is a mathematical equation, right? And they do the money, and they go in with their look. Can we afford to take a season off because we're gonna use that season off to kind of really just like squeeze the players.
I don't know, man. Football had more to lose than football got it done. Football is like 4 times as profitable as hockey.
No, but let me finish. It doesn't. That doesn't matter. They go to the number, and the number cruncher comes back to them and says, "Yeah, I think we can pull this off." So we can use this as kind of like I don't know, collateral's the wrong word, but just kind of like a backup plan. We could afford to lose. We don't want to lose the season because we'll make less money, but yeah, you can afford to do this. And then they give Bettman his marching orders. Bettman says, "Can I lose the season to get what you want? Because that's what it's going to take. These guys aren't going to break unless we lose another season." And the owners give their blessing, and then he goes to work. And then that's why I say it's the fans' fault. We should be turning our backs.
Well, that's what I'm doing. So.
Well, I'm doing it.
I'm not doing it for you or your cause. I'm doing it because I hate games, and they're playing games with my emotions.
Yeah, I suppose. And you know what?
My emotions are not for your games, NHL.
I have not made one
for my wife's games.
I really get a kick out of it, and some of them are on my page too. And I know they're going to be mad. I know a lot of people who listen is going to be pissed off at me. And I say, "Oh, Gary Bettman, yeah,
oh, fuck them too.
You're a dick." And they make like terroristic pics. I hope some Canadian sets your house on fire. Yeah, that's brilliant.
Oh wow, that's not cool.
I've seen stuff like that. Believe me.
People have. I've been doing the podcasting thing for a while now. I've yet to get a death threat, but probably because no one listens to me.
Somebody called my poker cast boring.
Really? What?
Or a waste of time.
Somebody called your poker chats boring?
My poker show.
Boring. Oh, the one you do on your own? It's because you had to go on your own and do it lonesome dove.
I wanted to do like a traditional radio guy. Like
yeah, I get that.
I did. That's what I really wanted to do.
You're like Bert and Ernie, dude. One is no good without the other.
Well, no, I want to do like crap like this, but
if we do it on our own, you think about Bert and Ernie on their own. It's just a fag and I can't say fag.
I'm keeping it. It's just.
I am not PC at all. I can't do video.
You really lose it when you're with me.
I do because you're like an inhibition blocker.
I don't say stuff like that.
Well, you know what I mean. I mean, Bert and Ernie are a couple.
No, I dropped the F-bomb once, and we did cut it, didn't we?
Yeah. Oh, that was back in the day when we were worried about cussing on air.
Yeah. Fuck you.
Yeah, now I can give a fuck less.
Yeah.
Goddamn Howard Stern.
Yeah, we're all wannabes.
Yeah.
I heard Howard Stern say one time, like, some guy asked him, like, what's your advice to going out and having a radio career? And he says, I only got one word for you: be me.
I love Howard Stern.
Yeah, it's great.
He's almost as good as Tony Kornheiser.
I don't know why you're so in love with that weirdo.
I love him. He's great.
I might start listening just to goof on it, to piss you off.
You would love the show. They talk about everything, politics and all kinds of shit.
I'll check it out. All right. fuck the NHL. I'm going to listen to Tony Kornheiser.
Tony Kornheiser. Say it with admiration and respect.
What does Kornheiser mean in German?
I don't know what it means in German, but I'm sure it means something about money in Jewish.
It's a German name, Kornheiser.
He's Jewish.
Yeah, but where do you think
I don't give a fuck. He's Jewish.
Yeah, he's a German Jew. He's obviously descended of being a German Jew.
He's Jewish.
But that doesn't mean his name.
I'm just saying he's Jewish.
I'm just saying that doesn't mean his last name isn't German.
I'm just saying your last name isn't German.
My last name isn't German. No. But I'm just saying, I wonder what it means. Because I work for a guy named Frischkorn.
I don't know. It probably means something about killing a Jewish person. I don't know.
What it meant fresh corn.
Let's see if you keep that one. Let's see how far I'll push the fucking lines.
Heiser. I guess Heiser is like a somewhat. What do people on farms do? They
fuck sheep.
Well, no, yeah, that and what would you do with a corn? Would you
shuck it? You shuck.
Yeah, maybe that's what it means.
Corn shucker.
Yeah, that sounds.
I don't think so.
That sounds more Jewish. Shucker.
That has sugar. Jewish words are funny.
Yiddish.
I like talking about other cultures because they're both weird and funny to me.
Well, I grew up with this guy. His name is Mike Nierenberg. I grew up around a corner from him, and he just landed a huge deal. He's made a film called. Oh boy, he's gonna be mad. This is like a really big deal too. He made a film called Back Issues, and it's basically a documentary on the Hustler magazine story. And I just a couple months ago I saw him with picture. Who's the guy who does Hustler magazine?
Larry Flint. I remembered it this time.
I'm not really into porn that bad, but
I remember the movie. Woody Harrelson rocked that role.
Yeah, it was a good flick, and I like him because he goes after politicians and stuff, and I agree with a lot of things.
He's in a wheelchair. He's basically Stephen Hawking for porn.
Yeah. But that didn't stop him. Well, anyway, he does this. He's doing the Hustler magazine documentary story, and he's landed. It's a major motion picture, and I've seen the poster for it already, and I don't know where I was going for. Oh yeah. His last name is Nierenberg, right? And he's half. I totally was going somewhere with this, and it was going to be funny because. Nuremberg is half Puerto Rican, half Jewish.
Really?
I cannot think of anything funny to say because
that's basically like every other one of our shows, so no big deal.
I just had it. Well, I'll just give a big plug to Mike. Mike, I am super proud of you. Great job. By the way, he worked on Boardwalk Empire and a lot of other shows too.
Wow. Hey, I don't know you, buddy, but I'm proud of you too. And if you want to support any of our other endeavors, please hook a brother up.
Mike was the first. Are you familiar with the vagina dance?
The vagina dance. I don't even. It's been so long since I've had sex. I don't even know what a vagina looks like anymore.
Angina, I think that's what it's called.
Oh, angina.
We were introduced to it. It's an old New Jersey pastime. In the Clerks 2, the film Kevin Smith.
Oh, okay.
Mike is the first person that I ever saw publicly do a mangina.
That's awesome.
He was such a fucking. I mean, he was like. I think that's probably why he's like famous. He's like has a career. Some people say like, "Hey man, I don't give a fuck." Mike did not give a fuck, and he would.
That helps.
Yeah, it really does. I mean, I guess in a weird way, he's a risk taker, and he always had these like really. And I because like I'm in high school and I'm all awkward, and I'm trying to do this so nobody beats me up, or I'm trying to it's cool to get laid. And Mike was just Mike. Mike just went around and put his dick between his legs and said, "Love me, world." And he had chicks around him and hot chicks around him all the time. And now he's like in the movie business, He
probably was one of those guys when he tucked his dick between his legs, it came down to his knee. That probably explained why the chicks were around him.
I don't think so. He's Puerto Rican and Jewish. How big could it be?
I don't know, but if he's Puerto Rican and Jewish, oh yeah, I'm not even going to make that joke. I'm not even going to make the joke I was going to make.
You know what I used to do too? This is horrible. And I think it was because of the Wayne's World, or the Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. His mom was attractive.
Nice.
His mom was attractive, and I used to bust his fucking balls about that. I mean, your kids are really cruel, man. How can you do
shit?
Boy, your mom's so hot, man. I think I got it from the Bill and Ted's thing, and I just thought it was funny because he'd get really pissed off. And to kind of think of it, he really, if he wasn't such a decent guy, he probably would have punched me.
Probably should have punched you. I know if you would have talked shit about my mom.
Puerto Rican and Jewish, I'm like twice his size, you know.
Yeah, that's a very good point. But more than likely, he either had a knife or a lawyer on hand. So
You can't say that. You
come on,
Jewish thing. What's the matter with you?
come on. That's a good line.
Hey, listen. Yeah, it was good. Nope. I hope he doesn't get mad at us. Hey,
I don't know the guy.
the NHL season right now is Mike's gonna be about the history of porn.
If he can hurt me in the business, then I'm worried.
Yeah, but congratulations to Mike
Yeah, absolutely. Congratulations.
and it's I mean, because he friended me on Facebook, where I friended him, and I knew he was like successful. I knew somebody told me, was like, yeah, Mike's really successful, and I remember that even before I left for the Army. I have another story. I have like a million stories that I'd rather tell them than talk about the NHL.
Yeah, we've totally got off the topic there, but it's fine.
Now we can just talk and do whatever.
Yeah, who gives a crap?
Who gives a crap?
Welcome to this guy's take on it.
Want to go and talk about Gary Bettman and what a mean man he is and what a jerk and how much you want to kill his family. Go to another show. I don't care.
Yeah, fuck it.
You want to hear about Mike Nierenberg? Stick around.
We're making horrible, well, at least I'm making horrible racial jokes, epithets.
Yeah, like horrible racial jokes. Bango? Well, Bango's
yeah, we're a stone's throw away from SCR.
Yeah, sure. We're just ripping off NCR.
Basically.
And we're going to rip off FCR.
Can't beat them, rip them off.
Sure. But, yeah. Where was I going? I was talking about
I don't know, one of your many long-winded stories.
Right. Well,
one of
Mike's doing great things, and it's really good to have him, and I'm totally sucking up to him right now. If you have any money, throw it my way. Bye.
Absolutely. Hey, I don't know you, but if you have any extra money, throw it my way.
Oh, I remember when I was talking about it. He called me a mensch.
A mensch?
I posted on my phone, and he writes me back, and it was, it's good to hear from him, And he writes, he's like, I posted like how proud I was of him, and it's great, and this guy grew up where it's like, it's kind of cool. This guy's like a budding celebrity, and I really knew him, and I really hung out with him.
He called you a mensch or a minge?
Mensch. It's like it's
minge, like another word for asshole.
Mensch. No, it mean, first of all, it's like it's like a Yiddish expression. It means stand-up guy, which is real cool.
Oh.
But it's also a German word.
Well, mensch is a German word. Yeah,
it means human or person.
I just hear my wife say mensch nay a lot.
What does that mean?
Like oi.
What is oi?
Like like oh man, oh no.
Here,
like it's a term of exasperation.
I thought they say meno. My girlfriend, my
ex. Mano.
No. I thought that means like, come on, give me a break.
Yeah, same thing. It's a term of exasperation.
No. Germans exasperate me. I need a new expression.
I live with 1.5 German, and it's not fun. And she's sitting right here, one of them. Yes, you're the half. Yes, you're the half. No, shut up. Daddy's doing a show.
Parenting.
She just hit me. My kid just hit me. She struck me.
Yeah. Because you hate Jewish people.
I do. I mean, I don't. What just get me to admit to? Oh my God! You already accused me of being a racist asshole for my last This Guy's Take on it, because I didn't think they should have changed Jim West's race.
Can we talk about your racial problems, your problems with brown people?
I have problems with everybody.
Samuel L. Jackson. Can we talk about this, or do you want to talk about this?
About what?
Want to talk about this or no?
I don't care.
Okay, sure. You don't like Samuel L. Jackson. By the way, this is the nerd part.
I like Samuel L. Jackson.
Let's do like a nerd part of This Guy's Take on, or the Shot from the Point.
That's right now.
The section from now on, this is going to be the section of This Guy's Take on it, because we're always going to do nerd news.
Yeah.
At the end. That's what we did, and then we ran into plugs, which we're getting to soon too. So, we're gonna talk about your day. And by the way, well, if there was a next time, because I'm destroying the fucking show.
Yeah, fuck this show.
Fuck this show. Fuck you for listening to it.
I was about to say the same thing.
We
Awesome.
should do more shows.
Awesome.
We should do more.
And by the way, I don't hate Samuel L. Jackson.
You hate Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury because Nick Fury is portrayed as a Caucasian in a freaking comic book.
No, he wasn't portrayed. He was white. He was white in the comics.
He's a
White.
fictional fucking character. He could be purple for all you care. And
Look, let me ask you a question. I'm going to put this to bed right now. Because I've been thinking about this since you said it to me 6 or 7 hours ago. Okay? Let me ask you, what kind of fucking upheaval would there be if they made a new Shaft and Bruce Willis was Shaft?
That's a good point.
Yeah, come on. It's a double fucking standard here.
That's a good
People would lose their goddamn minds.
Here's what I'll argue. That's a good attack, but I'm going to destroy it.
Can't.
Nick Fury was never portrayed, as far as I'm concerned, other than in drawing, actually being drawn that way, as specific. It's not essential to his character that he's Caucasian, that he's white. Essential that he's white. He's just drawn that way.
He's drawn that way. That's his character. That's who he is. That being said, I love the Avengers. I love everything that Samuel Jackson has done as Nick Fury. But it's still.
Let me destroy your argument, man.
No, I don't want you to.
I'm going to. So in Shaft, he's a black cop. It's written into that he's specifically a black cop that takes on issues of African Americans, black people. So I mean, you couldn't put and it would be kind of a slight. You couldn't put although it'd be really funny. You couldn't put Bruce Willis in there.
There's no difference between a white guy writing a white character and then later being changed to a black actor portraying the white character and having a black director make a black character, as in Shaft, and then later a white director coming on and making that character white.
God damn,
Bruce Willis.
That sounds like a formula. You're making it way too complicated. It doesn't matter.
Well, it has to be complicated because race certainly isn't easy.
No, we've
been getting it wrong for thousands of years.
Just pretty much screwing that up. But you know what? You know what the problem isn't? You know what's way down on the list? Samuel L. Jackson portraying Nick Fury.
No, but if you saw Wild Wild West, then that's a different story altogether. At least the Avengers rocked the socks.
I don't. Well, I mean, Wild Wild West was destined to fail. It wasn't that great a TV show.
If it was named anything else, it would have been a huge success. I enjoyed the movie.
You're probably right about that.
I really like Kevin Kline, though.
Kevin Kline. Is that the guy that Smith went into and interviewed?
Yeah, Artemis Gordon.
Oh, no. I'm talking about the guy who produced the film.
Oh, no, I don't know.
Famous Kevin Smith story. By the way, check that out.
The crazy guy. Yeah, he's one of the best stories ever, the Kevin Smith story, yeah.
Absolutely. I'll even link it. I always say I'm going to link shit. I never do. The Kevin Smith tells a story about like when he got a hold of the Superman. That was going to be the Nick Cage Superman.
Yeah. Tim Burton, Nick Cage, Superman.
Oh, that was going to be a nightmare. That was a nightmare. It
would have been a nightmare. But then again, Superman Returns was a fucking nightmare. So
they blew it either way. I think I have no doubt in my mind and the utmost faith in Kevin Smith and being able to write a script for a superhero. No,
oh God, of course.
What I understand, these real comic book nerds. I guess he did.
He wrote for Daredevil for years, man.
See, he knows what he's doing, and he's not going to make dick jokes and stuff like that. So don't.
Look, Kevin Smith is so fucking talented beyond, and he's very a self-depreciating person. He rips on himself all the time, but he is way more talented than he gives himself credit for. I mean, he writes for all these different mediums, and he does a great job in everything he does. I love Kevin Smith. I do.
I think he knows this. I think what he's talking about when he depreciates himself, he's not gifted, and what he does, the talent he does have, he's able to pull it and hold it better than people that are actually gifted.
Yeah, and you know what he does? He just does what he likes.
Emmett Smith works his ass off.
Emmett Smith?
Yeah, him too. And he get 5 yards per carry.
He was the most overrated running back in the history of the NFL. I could have rushed for that many yards behind that fucking offensive line. That's another story for another day, though.
We could argue about that in your stupid show.
Hey. You're part of that, buddy. So if it's stupid, you're stupid.
We are this guy.
We are this guy. Don't you know, asshole?
Ah.
Oh. You know what's in 2 days, right?
What?
You don't know what's in 2 days?
If I wouldn't be saying what over and over again.
Season 3 premiere of The Walking Dead.
That shit. Oh, damn it.
Yeah.
I guess that's the anniversary present.
Yeah, it's a slow bang.
Oh,
Oh,
the
yeah.
poker tracker's not happening. My anniversary with Andy's like in a week. Year anniversary.
Ooh.
What's today's date?
Bow,
It might be
bow,
today. Hold on. What's
chicka,
today's,
bow, bow, chicka, bow, oh, wow.
what's today's date?
The 11th.
All right, good. It's like 4 more days.
There you go. You got time.
Yeah, that's a year for me and Andy.
That's nice.
Yeah. She mentioned missing hockey too. And she's like, it was really nice. The greatest moment of the whole hockey season actually didn't happen on Shot from the Point, if you can believe that. The greatest moment of the hockey season actually happened when the hockey season ended, and they had that Euro Championship, which is like a 2 year
Yeah.
precursor to the World Cup over here in Europe, and one of these soccer players, as they so often do, fell to the ground, rolled around like an idiot.
Flopper.
Flops around, rolls around, which I don't know why anybody believes, because if anybody's ever really been hurt in sports, here's what happens when you get hurt playing a sport. You go, I'm going because I'm
Yeah.
pain. Ouch. You don't roll around and go, ah! That's like, to me, if I was a referee, I see a guy rolling around, oh, you're faking it.
Yeah.
So anyway, this guy,
I don't know. If you get kicked in the nuts, you roll around.
you might. Yeah, that's true. If you got kicked in the nuts. But these
I
guys,
roll around when I get kicked in the nuts.
and they're right up playing him 2 minutes later. I mean, rolling around like jackasses, and that's the key. That's the tip. If the guy's rolling around, he's faking it for the moment. And if he is rolling around and you think he isn't fit, go over and check it out. If he gets on his feet, he's faking it. Boom.
Oh, by the way, my applause to the NBA for putting in anti-flopper rules this year.
We'll get to that another. But
That's great. That's great.
Super. I need my joke. So the best part of the whole NHL season, we're watching this, and one of these guys, I think he was Italian, probably Italian, because they flop around all the time.
And they use their hands a lot.
Yeah, and he
To
rolls
talk.
using his hands, crying, and I look
Bippity
at
boppity.
my girlfriend, and she looks at me and she goes, "What a pussy." Because she didn't listen to me doing that shit. But
And he's great.
Andy says she cannot look at them the same way anymore, and she totally understands why Americans don't like soccer after watching hockey.
But you love soccer.
I don't know why. I
don't get it. Why don't you just go play cricket, asshole?
I think it's like, like when in Rome, do as the Roman do.
Oh, fuck that. When in Rome, fuck the Romans and go bail.
I'm not trying to rat. I'm just trying to explain it to you. And I've enjoyed myself drinking beers with all those lunatic Englishmen and Irishmen downtown and watching close. And I will say, because it is low, I like the game because it is low scoring. And the release when a goal happens, especially a pretty one, is tremendous. The shit that goes around at the corruption, FIFA, the fixed transfers, the mafia being involved in certain Eastern European countries, all the criminality. The lack of sportsmanship from European athletes. It's okay if you don't get caught mentality. Fall down, pretend you're hurt, and no one even gets mad at you. They actually encourage that even when you're a kid. Roll around, maybe he'll call it. I mean, my father. Let me tell you something. My father would have humiliated me if I did that.
Oh, absolutely.
Might have punched the coach in the mouth if he told me to do that. So
my buddy.
There's a great fucking game.
My buddy had a theory, and I never thought it. Honestly, I haven't even thought about it until right now, but I think he's right about soccer, why it's popular over in European countries and shit. I think I figured it out.
It's the whole fucking planet. It's not. It's just.
No, fuck that. In Latin American countries, it's because a soccer ball is the cheapest thing that they could possibly do and still entertain themselves. Over here, it's a little bit different.
Oh.
It's because they like to drink here. We know that. Ireland, fucking UK, Germany, they drink all the fucking time. Soccer's the one sport where they can get obliterated and they're not going to miss anything. The ball goes back and forth. It's all that fucking happens. And they run a lot. That's it. Can't miss shit. Can't miss nothing. You try to explain to me if there's subtle nuances of the game. Bullshit. There's about as much subtlety in soccer as there is in checkers.
Andy's brother went to Cleveland for a Cleveland Indians game this year, and he was really excited about his first baseball game. By the way, big soccer guy. From what I understand, he was actually a pretty good player.
Did he hate baseball?
He absolutely said it was the most boring shit he ever saw. Nothing happens. The guy runs around in the circle because the ball goes in the back and I have no idea and the beer is terrible. What do I do? This is very boring. Where are the hookers?
Yeah, go back to your soccer stadium and where people scream for no reason, stab each other and shit, and you watch a corrupt game. Go ahead. I'll take baseball any day. Fuck soccer. And you know what? Fuck hockey.
I wish I could tell you stories about Andy's brother.
Offline.
He is the coolest. He is the most. All right. He he. I have a problem. I do think like especially German guys, they don't seem very manly to me.
Yeah, very androgynous.
Because you could say something really awful to them, like something me and you would like I know you're injured, you'd get up and like hit somebody over the head with a bat if they said that.
Yeah, I like to hit people with objects.
I don't think he has that line, but otherwise, other than that, and most German guys aren't like that, which bothers me.
Yeah, it's because they've been neutered since World War II, man. They're afraid if they get too angry, we're gonna come down on them.
Go into that, but anyway, yeah, sure, that's probably true. Uh, but he's all man. He's the man's man, and he's just the funniest, craziest guy in the world. And I'm starting a story that I wish I could tell some of the stories I've heard about Andy's brother.
Don't get yourself in trouble.
No, I love Andy's brother, like a brother. His name is Kai, and he spells it Kay.
That's K.
I know. It hasn't. I think that's why he's such a man's man.
K and Kai. Kai
Oh.
K. K Kai.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I'm barely awake.
Yeah. She wrote it like phone Kai, and like she corrected me. No, it's KY. Then it's K. No, it's Kai.
Some KY. I don't know.
Love you.
I don't know you, but I love you too.
We love you. You're a man's man. And
Manly man, like William Regal used to be.
he's
a
like.
man's man.
I'll just say this. Kai is the type of guy. I'm not saying he ever did this. Kai is the type of guy when he was like probably like 17, 18-year-old. Um,
This is hypothetical.
yeah, this type of kettle. You give me 100 Deutschmarks, and I'll drink 14 beers upside down.
Oh, nice.
Done, and walk away like it's nothing.
Oh, okay.
Kind of man he is. And
Okay.
and on top of that, like if I did something like that, it'd be like, oh my god, he's such a disgusting alcoholic. What a scumbag. Yeah, well, actually, I used to just happen to me when I did stuff like that. Kai would pop out of the tree, walk cool, and have like chicks coming at him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the kind of guy Kai is.
Cool.
Guy.
I don't know him, but I really want to be his friend now.
Me too.
I don't know why.
I would like to be your friend too, Dave. Don't worry, I've got it. By the way, he's like some big hotshot business guy in Frankfurt.
Is he?
Guys like him belong.
Oh, tell me, is he like an 80s businessman? Like he wears suspenders and shit, and he's all like slick back hair?
No, but
He does like corporate takeovers?
I'm gonna sound like a homo, but I get the feeling that he's probably good looking, a handsome man.
Oh, you haven't met him?
Oh, I met him. No, I don't know. I have trouble saying like, all right, he's a really hot guy.
Well, I mean, if that's what you want to say, I'm not going to judge you for it.
Guy. He's like a really good looking guy. I'm assuming that he's been very successful and that attracts women. Yeah, and he's good at it.
Success. The alpha male success stories do attract women. Yes.
I don't ever punch you in the mouth. And maybe you would. I don't know. I would like him even more.
I could probably get. I pride myself on thinking that I can pretty much get anyone to want to punch me in the mouth.
After World War II, maybe that'll get him going.
I don't know. I've said enough shit in this show where I'm sure a bunch of people are going to try to burn my fucking house down.
Have any plugs or anything like that?
Find my attic, bitches. Of course I got plugs. I am the plug master. Got to plug our show. Our other show. The one, the only, the wonderful This Guy's Take on It.
Yeah.
Which we got all kinds of new stuff coming at you. We're going to have a super show coming real soon. You and me, man. We're going to rock this shit. We got some great stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
I'm excited. You don't seem excited.
Well, I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay.
We talked about it before.
No, I can't remember anything. I can't remember.
World of Warcraft. The WoW candidate PBS.
I don't
Big
know.
Bird.
Well, if you're really interested in This Guy's Take on It, please check out This Guy's Take on It. The link will be below. Yeah.
You know, I want to punch you in the fucking face.
Good.
All right. We should do that. We should just punch you. Don't punch me in the face because I don't like being hit. But let me punch you in the face, and then there'll be no repercussions.
Yeah, deal.
Oh, sweet. You heard it, people. He gave me permission.
Crap, you have to shill.
My book, my failing, miserable book that may have gotten ripped off, but that's another story for another day.
Start that here.
The Chronicles of L.J. Stevens. It's available on Amazon.com for overpriced $15 for a 100-page book. Please buy it.
Hopefully, it comes off.
You can check me out on Twitter at This Guy's Take. Should we plug the douchebags over at SCR?
Sure.
We love them. We love our friends.
They're probably pissed off
over at Soul Crushing. Yeah, they're probably still mad at you because you falsely accused them of fucking you over.
Well, I'm gonna make
Good job, Doucheachusetts.
hoping. Yeah, I'm a douche. This was douchebaggery to the highest order.
Yes, it was pretty wonderful.
Hoping that, well, I really did. See, what happened was their page, when I put their page, I thought it would go to the right where you could see it. And then when I didn't see it, I just assumed it was deleted because they thought it was stupid. And then I started thinking to myself, well, it is kind of stupid, but they shouldn't be deleting it anyway. I'm going to bust their balls on Dave's show, only to find out that it was on the right side of the page where you can only see my stupid avatar. And I think I took, oops.
Yeah. It was, and the funny thing is, I only posted the first part of that conversation. I edited out the second part of the conversation where we really ripped into him.
Did you really?
I did. We said a lot of fucked up shit after I edited it out.
I said they suck, but in a loving way. I mean, come on.
Oh, it wasn't loving.
I didn't say anything that I would want you to cut.
It certainly wasn't loving like a dildo loving.
No, it was dildo, maybe steel with a lot of lube.
Little bit of lube, definitely steel.
No, I would never goof on.
But maybe a spike or two in there.
Yeah, but just for kicks.
Just for spice, to spice it up. We'll call them prostate ticklers. They'll sell 1 million.
I didn't mean anything hateful and what have you. I just thought.
No, we love Soul Crushing Radio.
Thought it wasn't appropriate for their Facebook page, so they deleted it. And I just think, well, I'll bust your balls about it then.
We love them. They've done a lot for us. They had me on their show, for Christ's sake, which I'm sure was just a detriment to them and their ratings.
Good move.
Yeah, pretty sweet.
Check out This Guy's Take on it. What kind of show would they have? What would we call it?
Our show, This Guy's Take on it?
Oh, they listen to, what's their show? Oh, yeah. Listening to Soul Crushing Radio, where you get all the latest. What do they do?
Dick and fart jokes.
They don't really do dick and fart jokes. They're more sophisticated than that.
They do dick and fart jokes. We provide our take on the myriad of opinions that we have across the board on a wide variety of topics.
We were just talking about dildos and lube.
Well, yeah, because I'm being different. I'm dead on Dave here. I'm not Fat Jesus here.
So you're no longer going to call yourself Dead on Dave?
I'm Dead on Dave here, but on my show I'm Fat Jesus. That's totally different.
That's brilliant. That'll get us hits.
I'm sure. Either that or more hate mail. I look forward to your letters.
Listen to Soul Crushing Radio.
In care of Fat Jesus.
I would call it a comedy cast. Any other crap? Because we got to end this. It's.
I got nothing.
Listen. I got this neat Facebook page that has all my work, video cast, podcasts. I hope you check it out. The link is below. It's called Tommy C's Podcast and Other Crap. I'd like you to get that. You can follow me on Twitter.
Very original, by the way.
And yeah, thanks. I do a poker news show. It's kind of a poker news update. It's really, really, really dumb, and I like doing it because I want to pretend I'm a radio guy, and that's fun for me. And I don't know why. There's nothing funny about it. The only reason
nothing
funny about it.
It's almost laborious.
Listen to this show is if you really need a poker.
If you love poker, though, you are full of great information.
Yes, I really have I do my homework on that shit. Don't give me any crap.
And you talk fast and you talk loud.
Like a radio guy. Howard Lederer returning to the Bellagio since
you go way louder and way faster, and you don't sound like that.
No.
You almost sound angry as you're spouting off the stuff.
I'm like the Hulk. That's the trick. I'm angry all the time.
Chloe smash.
Yeah, great movie. But yeah, you can check out my show Poker Alert, which is on YouTube. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Check out my Facebook crap. If you want to keep up with all the latest poker news and what have you, the best thing to do is to follow me. I'm the only guy printing the important shit and waiting, and I'm not retweeting crap like, hey, Patty Poker's got some stupid deal where you can fly on where they won't give you the money for 10 months. I'm not doing that. So it's a good way to keep, if you're interested in the pros. In fact, there's a huge EPT tonight, Final Table, live. So you watch that. So at Jersey Ghost Twitter, Please follow me on YouTube or on YouTube. You can also check out my podcast, except this one, on Podomatic. That's Tommy C. Jersey Ghost at Twitter. Podomatic. I can't even think straight. I'm done, Dave.
I'm pretty much done too.
I'm done. And let me tell you something. Hockey. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Hockey fans.
Yeah. Hockey fucks.
I'm through with you. I'm doing what you can't do. I have the strength to walk away from the game. And you should too, because it'll probably have more effect. I am going to destroy something I hold dear, and I'm going to do it right now. Right now, I'm going to destroy this fucking show forever.
Push the button, Tommy.
Right, I'm going to push the fucking button. And you made me do it. You made me do it, hockey fans. It's your fault. You know what? Enjoy your lockout, motherfuckers, because this is it.